you ready for a little Southern humor mixed with relevant topics we can all relate to? We're about to pull back the curtains and mix it up. Scoot your chair up. It's time to talk about all the things and ask all the questions. Welcome to Get It Together, y'all.
I'm laughing already. You know, we don't know. We don't know what today is going to hold, and that makes my co-host super nervous because, you know, we usually know. We have we have a great idea of what we're going to do. We put a lot of work into getting guests in and pairing people up, and I don't know if you're just the first time checking this podcast out. I want to thank you for joining us here on Get It Together, y'all. And April and I like to say we're here to help. So we have a lot of fun on this program. The very first show that we aired, we called Why. And today we've brought the same guest back plus one, which she was supposed to be on our original show and she got sick. So I feel like this is a why not. And so we're gonna make this just a open-ended. I'm gonna share some stuff that's been on my mind, and when we have guests with a lot to say, that means that, you know, I need to listen to them. I need to care about. I need to read the room. But today, I surrounded myself with people that like to know what I have to say, and that's kind of fun for me. And so this is my show. But you know, I do bring on people because I want to talk to them, and I want you all to meet them. But thank you for joining us. So. If you don't know me, my name is Cindy Larson, and I am the host, and I have an amazing co-host, April.
My name's April Potter, and I am the co-host, and I'm extremely nervous today. I'm just going to say it. I'm the planner, and so yes. I'm like, there's no plan today, so we don't know where it's going to go.
There is a plan. I just haven't let you in on it.
Oh, okay. I'm even more nervous.
I have notes.
She's plotted against.
Look at the plan.
Listen,
I have a lot of a plan.
Look at,
and I have a list, and I have
a list and a plan.
I'm ready, but you know what? You don't need to worry about it.
I'm gonna tell you a secret. Just because she has a list doesn't mean she necessarily has a plan.
And it may not.
They aren't exclusively.
Is she going to follow
thing.
that?
Well, it's just, you know, it's
maybe.
loose. Right? It's
maybe
loose.
Not.
Today's a little loose.
So our guests today
go ahead.
Kathy and Tori Highfield.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And our resident guest.
Yes.
And fan favorite,
Happy
apparently.
Oh, fan
yes,
favorite.
you have fans.
Well, I love it. Well, I need my fan letters.
Elijah,
Yeah.
You know, we take donations.
You know what? Get your sponsorships going.
Yeah, we'll get all that together. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna kick this off by telling on myself. So when I have things to say, it's on me. Like I will tell you funnies on me. So when you're talking about sponsorships, I'm gonna tell something right off the bat that's on myself. So early on, April, because she has worked in social media a lot, and she told me, she said, eventually, Cindy, we will get sponsorships and we'll have, you know, people that want to, you know, send us things, and we'll brag about it online. And I'm going, I've heard of that. So that's awesome. And so in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, you know, maybe I should just, you know, mention things. And then maybe they'll find me and sponsor me. And so that's been in the back of my mind. Well, you know, we went on a trip. We were gone about 2 weeks, and we came back, and there was some packages that had come while we were gone. And I got so excited, and I'm like, what is in this? And I'm looking at this package going, I don't know what this is. Somebody has started sending me. I've seen these TikToks where it's package unwrapping. I'm going, where's the hidden camera? I'm going to unwrap. Do I need to film myself unwrapping? And so it was just like this hole in my mind, right? And I carefully cut it open, and I'm just like, you know, having this moment of somebody has sent me stuff.
Yeah.
And I look in there and go, well, isn't that amazing? Somebody sent me teeth whitener. And I'm going, who sent me teeth whiteners? And so I'm going back scrolling, and there's no emails, there's no messages, nobody slipped into my, what is it, my
DMs.
DMs.
Yeah.
No, none of that. There's no communication and I'm looking at this brand and I'm trying to find where they have said, hey, we would like for you to use our product. Nothing. And I'm just getting a little discouraged, and I start thinking about it. I'm like, well, you know what? I did try to order this one time, but I didn't think it worked. I didn't think it went through, but evidently it did 12 times. 12 times.
It's impressive.
So you thought, man, they really want me to do this.
Nobody sponsored me. I bought that.
12 times.
12 times.
12 times.
That was not a sponsorship.
Was it in one ship though?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, because I had just done boom, boom,
Right.
boom. Why isn't it?
Why am I not getting notifications?
Yes.
Railing you.
So that happened. That happened. So I did not get sponsored by teeth whitener
For 12 months.
for 12 months.
You
I
bought
bought-
teeth whitener.
I bought 12 rounds of it.
Hey, well, you know what? Your teeth look great.
Don't they? I'm not going to say the name because I paid for them. If you want to pay for them,
You need to send an email and let them know that, hey, you can sponsor me now. That
You can sponsor me
I've
now.
tried this out.
I mean, or you could do an email like, "Hey, why did your website glitch?"
So has anybody shopped from Shein?
Yeah.
So
I haven't. I know about it, but I have not yet.
So I have a friend who said, "Oh, I need to turn you on to Shein and download this app, and I'll get some points." And she was just like, trying to, she's such a frequent shopper that they, she
They're basically
qualified.
paying her to get people in on
Yeah,
this thing.
yeah.
Oh
So
my
she said it
gosh.
doesn't cost anything to download the app, and you don't have to buy anything. I just need 6 people to download the app. I'm going, okay, I'm sucker. So I downloaded the app. So I was just kind of on a night in bed going, oh, look at this. And I was with a girlfriend. We were in Florida. And I said, are you familiar with Shein? And she said, well, I've got the app, but I've never ordered. I'm a little scared. It seems like they're from China. And we're having this conversation. So I'm going, well, this looks cute. And that looks cute. And I dumped a bunch of things in the cart. I don't know if you know about Shein, but everything is like $3. Right?
Yeah.
It's
Like Temu.
Yeah, for
super
real.
cheap.
Same thing.
Super
Super
cheap.
cheap.
So I put so much in my cart. It was like $160. I was just having fun.
You funded a whole factory
And I'm
in
like,
China for a month.
What is happening? All this stuff is just $160, and I just put purchase. And then I'm saying, I just bought a bunch of stuff. And she said, what would you buy? And I went back in there, and I said, well, evidently, I didn't buy anything because my cart's empty. I was going to show her on the cart. So I'm like, well, my cart is empty. What is that? And so I went back, and my producer over here has never heard this story.
Uh-oh.
So this is the first time my producer's hearing this story.
You called me right after you did this.
So yeah, you know
Don't say
about
she
it.
did it twice.
So I sat there and I like, well, I can't find some stuff. I said, isn't it ironic that my size, it said limited quantity, and now I can't. Somebody else my size is also shopping at this same moment, and I can't even get some of that stuff. So I got about $80 in it. I'm like, oh, this is close.
Feeling
And
competitive
I'm like,
now.
purchase. And
Competing
she
with
said-
herself.
She said,
was,
I
yes.
said, now, let me show you what I bought. And it wasn't there. The third time.
Go into your order, darling.
I'm down to a $50 order, and I'm going. Most of what I originally had found I can't find, and I'm only can find this much, and I ordered it, and then it disappeared. But see, it never asked for a confirmation.
No.
It never asked for anything.
They don't want to give you time to think.
And so I just am like, I don't know what's wrong with, I don't know how to order on this app. And I literally threw my phone across the bed, and she's laying there laughing at me. She said, Cindy, have you checked your email? I'm going, I got that phone back. Purchase.
Confirmed
All
order.
confirmed 3 times. I said, in my company, and other, companies that are reputable, they'll say, would you like to check your order? Are you a robot? Would you like to confirm? Is this a gift? Is this, there's like questions. You have time to never mind.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Not on Shein. There's no never mind. You just
They're so happy you bought 3 times.
they just sucked me in.
And good luck returning any
that
of
credit
that,
card
too.
number in,
So
and it's
you know
over.
what?
She had a whole
So you know
UPS
what?
truck by herself.
I had so many boxes. And
He's ready to open up another boutique.
oh
weren't you?
my God, it was Christmas. I had 3 of a few things.
Oh my God.
Because they did have quantity, and now they don't have 3 of as many
Well,
quantity.
maybe you should back sell it to
Well,
him.
lison, no, I'm keeping
You
it.
can't return to Shein,
can't.
basically. They make you jump through hoops.
Oh, I'm not going to return. I'll give it away. I have some stuff set back for Christmas for some people.
There you go.
I'm going, you know what? I like that so much. I got one for me. Or maybe I got one. Maybe it was at the same shipment. But
I'm going to look at my tag at Christmas.
you will. You'll find that we're going to be
I'm
wearing
like,
some of the same stuff because I'm going to give you some
so
stuff for
cute.
Christmas. But I
this
learned
looks
how to shop at
familiar.
Shein.
I can't wait
Y'all
to
are
see
crazy.
that episode.
That is so true, though. So that's a little warning. So be careful when you're online shopping. That you click, and these China companies are going to just suck it in. They're going to go, thank you very much.
By the way,
Times 3.
Temu is just the same.
I was asked
Exactly.
to work
Yeah.
for Temu, but it was a joke. I mean, like, it was, no, I wouldn't do it. I can't recommend it. But anyway, that was on my list. I need
You're
to
so
erase that.
funny, Cindy.
Shopping internet. What's on your list?
Check.
Yeah. Have y'all had the same experience though? Am I the only dumbass?
I mean, I wouldn't say I've done that exact thing.
No, of course not.
I don't know
I
too many
wouldn't
people
admit
that
it.
have-
If I come on your podcast, I won't admit it either.
Exactly,
No,
right now.
The host has privileges that the guest
But I
keep your
definitely
integrity.
had I have reordered a couple of items off Shein because it sent an order confirmation and it didn't have half of the stuff on the order confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
But I found out the reason why was they were sending it in 2 different shipments.
Oh.
So they sent a separate confirmation. So I did order 5 things twice.
Oh,
Well, I've ordered now. Now I know the deal, and I'm okay with it. I'm just very careful,
Right.
and I just make sure that I'm good and awake. I've got my glasses on. You know what I mean?
And you check your email.
And I check my email because otherwise I don't check my email. I'm the girl that has all the unread emails, and it doesn't bother me,
me
at
too.
all.
Oh, I'm the same way. I probably
how
have.
many do you have,
doesn't bother
Cindy? I
me.
have
I mean,
over
I have a-
3,000.
I have a.
see.
Y'all are going to make me vomit.
Dude,
oh
I
my
have-
God.
have-
7,382.
Oh, you got me beat, baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, no.
Let's
So
see.
all the last emails I sent about the show, they're still in your inbox.
They are.
Oh yeah, they're there.
So I have 2 different email addresses on here. One has 1,408 unread.
23,000 for me.
Oh, well, you're the winner.
Okay,
And
the
then what
ADHD
about
in this room is just rampant right now, obviously.
And,
what about texting? How many unread
Oh,
texts
Lord.
do you have?
Well, that I don't have unread.
No, I have to read them.
Yeah, I do too.
I have.
How many, Cindy? You have unread texts?
259.
I have 1,237.
Texts?
If so here's the deal. If I'm on a
My phone
group,
doesn't shut up.
if I'm on a group
Mine doesn't either.
and it's
but-
just going,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to open it up and Mark.
See,
Mark
I have
doesn't
to clear
understand
it
me.
off.
I'm
Mine.
a
I can't.
I'm a salesman.
I have to see
and
it.
I'm
I
with
get
you.
so
I mean,
many
I don't
text
wanna
messages
see
and
it.
emails. If I was taking every second I had to open up and respond to every one of them, I wouldn't actually be able to
And here's
respond
the
to
other
the ones I needed to.
Here's the thing. I don't know if they can tell if I've opened it or not.
Well,
Do you have your red
I
receipts
have
on?
I have
I don't
mine
know.
set to where they can see when I open mine. I do that on purpose.
You do. So sometimes I don't want people to think I've read it.
Well,
And
you-
I can just read enough of three, four
Well,
words,
you
and
know,
I'm
you
going.
can-
I know where you're going with that.
You
I'm
can,
not
like,
reading it.
Hold it, and it will open up the whole message without opening it.
They're tricks.
Okay, well, I need some lessons.
You need one of these young'uns.
Yeah, yeah.
Call them young'uns.
I
Right?
does okay.
They know
So
this stuff.
young people, the young people, do you have as big a problem as April and I have fussed about passwords. What is
resetting passwords?
Oh,
Like
it's annoying.
Google
It
is
so
terrible.
They will like kick you out and say, your password is timed out and stuff.
and you need to reset a new
Y'all
one
need to
just
not worry
because.
about that or
Yeah.
complain about it
Yeah.
because that is definitely keeping your identity from
Yeah,
being
for
stolen.
sure.
So,
Maybe
like,
it's just
let it
frustrating.
go and be okay with it.
It's frustrating for me, like working in social media when I'm trying to build a website at a certain time,
Right.
and I have to get in their Google account,
The thing
and then
is,
they
when
won't.
you're that active online though, if it's not like if it's that accessible for you to just get in and out of it like that, it's going to be that accessible for somebody else to just
Exactly.
get
It's
in
just
and out of it like
frustrating
The
because, like, an
cybersecurity is
artist may be
everything.
on the road, they may be
It'd be
asleep, they may
whole
be
lot
whatever,
more
and I'm
frustrating if
got
somebody
this
else is
time.
messing with your artist account.
Well, we have had that.
We
had
did
an
have
account
one.
hacked. We did.
Yep.
I want to talk about something about getting old. I can't feel my face.
You haven't even
When
had
I'm with
Botox
I
you.
yet.
can't
Yeah.
feel my face when I'm with you, but
But
I like it.
But
Like
I
any of
Is
it?
it like it?
So
Why
Like
can't
no
you feel
part
your
of
face?
it?
You-
I can feel my face, but I can't tell you how many times I'll be with somebody and they'll go, "You had something right there." I'm going, it's a big old crumb.
So you're saying
It's
you
like
can't feel
half
your
a
face.
spoon of
You're
something.
saying you've noticed at this point in your life, you
I think
can't
it's
tell when
because I'm
things
older.
are not on.
Yeah,
You can't tell
yeah.
when things
My
are on your
lips are a
face.
little numb.
So it's not like you can't. Like
Oh, I can
if like
feel
if I
my
flick
face. I can
I'm
feel
just
my
saying,
face.
You said it like I've had too much Botox now, and I
Not
can't
had
feel my
any
face. I know,
Botox.
obviously.
Oh my God.
I have not had any.
hilarious.
What do you mean? Obviously, I haven't had any Botox.
Because you're obviously naturally gorgeous.
Oh,
Obviously. You like I say
Good
that?
save.
Nailed
Yeah,
it.
Nailed it.
Good one.
No,
Yeah.
I have not had Botox, but I can't feel like when I have crumbs and stuff. So I have to purposely, when I'm eating, feel my chin and stuff.
You got to braille your
Well, at least
face.
you do that.
Yeah.
She's never been able to feel crumbs on her face.
You haven't?
Her entire life. I swear to God. What? I swear to God.
Can you feel
Every
your-
single time we go to dinner, I'm like, there's stuff on your face. And she'll go to the opposite side of her mouth.
Of where it is.
Yeah.
You know what? That's why we're friends.
That's right.
Because we will tell each other, we will be each
We
other's
do.
mirror, and we don't get offended.
No.
Because I can't feel my face when I'm with you.
I can't
But I
either.
like it.
And
But
I love
like
it.
I like it.
I love it a lot.
This is why we don't let them come in the same
Yeah.
room
We
together.
need to keep them
Yeah.
isolated.
I know.
Go to your corners.
Well,
Cindy, we know each other too well.
we do. And I want to talk about something else.
What she got?
You know what? I have a problem with technology and how judgy it is in specifically my bed. I have a phone on my app
Cindy.
that will tell me how well I slept last night. And I don't know, some people wear a watch because they want to know how their sleep was, and
You feel offended.
I don't want to know. Like, we have a smart bed, and so I want to be able to control how, soft or not soft my bed is. It comes up and does this whole little G-force thing, like where I'm zero gravity or whatever. It'll do all that fine. Don't tell me how well I slept. I feel so judged.
Oh,
I can wake up and feel like I had a really good night's sleep, and then a ding, ding, ding. You had a 48, and going.
You woke up 47 times.
So offended by how technology thinks that I want to know this stuff.
Well, it does think you want to know it because you bought it.
I don't want
she
to know
she
it.
nailed you there. I'm just gonna be honest. She put you straight
You
to the
bought
wall
it.
right
You
there.
brought that into your own bedroom.
Oh, man.
You did it to
I like
yourself.
all the other
Voluntarily.
features. I like all the other
Voluntarily.
features, but not.
You
I
paid
want
a lot of money for that.
Can you turn
opinion,
that part
is
off?
all I'm saying.
I'm sure you could.
You think you could turn that
Without
on?
a doubt. You probably could just silence a notification or block the notification on your app too.
So my husband likes to know. Like he's like,
Oh, well, then you're
you
never
want to know?
turning
Like,
it off.
oh,
It's on
do
there.
not tell me.
It's on there.
But also, technology doesn't unless you're dealing with AI, it doesn't have the ability to judge you. So the judgment's coming from you.
True. I feel
Oh.
it
She's-
from my.
word.
Your face.
the shots right now.
This is
not
this is why
shots,
you're
this
on the
is
show.
No, but like that's something like you don't need to feel that. It's a computer. It don't have an
True.
opinion on you.
True.
My
You don't even
favorite
have to
quality
look
of a
at it if it sends
person
it to you.
is self-awareness, and this is one of the reasons I love this woman so much.
Well,
She
let me
is
tell you.
She's
self-aware-
tough.
Self-aware.
I'll
is
tell
a
you who-
Eli,
dude,
she tough.
I'm telling you.
I'll tell you who does judge me, and that's the reader of the other side of the bed.
Uh-oh.
I slept so much better than you last night. Would you?
Oh,
you
see,
know I
that's
don't
where it's,
know.
it's the competition. That's the problem.
Now we're to
You're
the
blaming
roots.
the technology
Oh, no.
and
Now
it's the
we're
other
to the
person in
roots.
the room.
Now we're
Now
to the
we're to
roots.
the root. That's what we're getting to.
That is the root of it right there.
That is the root.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on that.
Oh, there you go.
But
You're welcome for the therapy. It's fine.
She's not even going to charge you for that one.
okay, I have a question. When you go into a restaurant, is there a restaurant that you go in so often that they know you?
Absolutely not.
There's not. There's not.
No, I don't
You
want
say
people
yes,
to know
you
me
say
that
no?
are strangers.
No, I mean like the servers recognize you. No.
She doesn't do people like that.
I don't do people
Actually,
like that.
no.
I don't.
I was trying to think if I did, and I don't.
Do you go into a place that the
I think
servers
not
recognize
even
you?
just restaurants, but just shops. Like
Shops,
I have
yes.
a situation.
Restaurants,
I have a situation every
Who have you offended?
time. Well, see, there's been a couple of things. Okay, there's a couple of things.
no. Separate these two.
My favorite, like little breakfast brunch kind of place is down the street, and if they're busy, we sit at the bar and order breakfast from the bar. And the girl that waits on us is we've learned her name, and Genevieve. And Genevieve is the sweetest girl, and but a couple of times in a row we ate with Genevieve. And then we come in and we want a booth. And she's just like,
She's offended.
what
at this
did I
point.
do? I'm going, well, how do you handle that? And so anyway, I just feel really bad about it. I don't know.
I can tell you one way. If you feel bad about it, you can be like, hey, we want to sit in a booth, but could you still be our server?
Yeah.
You could say
And
that.
she would say no.
And then you move on.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll
then
see you
but
next
it's
time
not
it's
her fault at that
crowded.
point.
Yeah.
It isn't
Okay.
Fenwick's by chance, is it?
Yeah.
Fenwick's is good.
I don't
Fenwick's
know.
is
I love
pretty
it.
good.
I love
very
it.
fun.
One morning, holler at me and I'll meet you.
Okay.
It's
And
close.
you
It's
get-
halfway
Yeah.
from you and halfway from
You
me.
get
But
served
what's Genevieve
faster at
gonna
the
think?
bar.
Oh no.
You do get set, but if you want to sit back and be there a minute,
Get a
But Genevieve's
mimosa.
like they're all great. All the servers are in there are great. But the time before last, the person who asked for our coffee order, we said, "Hey, we're kind of in a hurry. Can we give you our food order too?" And they said, "Oh yeah, no problem." And we gave her our food order too. And then the girl who we're at our booth is in her section. She comes to get our food order, and we said, "Oh, we already gave it to her." And she was just like, and so today we walk in, sit in the same booth, and she looks at us. I'm going, I don't know. Like, I'm so sad.
She gave
I don't
you
know
the
how to
stink
keep.
eye.
Are you and Genevieve talking? 'Cause we're sweet. We're sweet people. We just sometimes are in a hurry. But anyway, that's all. I mean, like, would you feel bad?
Yeah, I would probably say
Because you
something.
had a Southern mother.
Yes.
You
Oh
wanna-
my.
I would
You
be
wanna-
explaining.
you
I would
why
think that's
I'm
a
not
personal
there.
problem for
Yeah.
her.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
I
but
would go about
I
my
can
day.
understand her animosity coming from a commission-based sales individual. So,
Yeah.
like, if you feel like a customer intentionally like makes a relationship with you
Yeah.
and then goes out of their way to not continue that relationship,
We're talking about breakfast. We're not talking about a car.
No, I get it.
Yeah, but Cindy, that's why it's a good idea
gets
not to do
$2
that.
She
Yeah.
gets $2
You know
an
what I mean?
hour plus her tips, and she's counting on those tips that you've already shown her that you're going to give her.
Yeah.
Oh my
You
gosh,
show
I
her.
feel like
That's a
such
good
a
point.
villain right now.
Oh, you
I
should.
just
You're
realized
evil.
that like all the time I was serving, shut up. The whole time I was serving, I was always the server that like somehow stole people's regulars.
See?
Oh.
See?
Like people would like leave their server and then like because I would like bring them their food one day and
you
they'd be like,
shouldn't-
"You're really
you shouldn't
nice.
feel
I
that
want to sit
bad."
with you next time."
Oh.
I'm that
And I would be
salesman,
like,
so-
"Sure."
Sure.
I'm that same salesman, so I get it.
Exactly. Like, you know, like
Oh.
we're in sales. It's
Yeah,
fine.
I get it.
Oh well.
It's a dog world out there.
No, and I definitely had like servers and bartenders come up and be like, "You stole my regulars," and I would be like, "That was their decision, not mine."
Yeah. So
It's
like,
a free country, bro.
Right.
See, she's raised by a northerner.
uh-huh.
And a
See.
Texan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
right.
now.
Right. Well, you know, my Southern mother would just be too short for it. It would go over her head. She'd be like, somebody looked a certain way, she wouldn't get it, you know.
So cute.
So I don't know.
I mean, but that's an amazing like way to live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just unbothered. Oh,
Yes.
Something happened.
yeah.
Like live in your happy little bubble, ma'am.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I don't know why that whole little Fenwick's, you know, scenario, it was kind of like, you know, Cheers, everybody knows your name. I just know the one name, Genevieve. I just thought that was so cool. So I'll never forget her. But I don't know anybody else's name.
Well,
But we just like the food and we like going in
you
there.
better let Genevieve know how important she
Yeah.
is to you.
I like her.
If she
She
told
might-
her to watch the podcast.
she might
then
give you a
Oh,
discount.
yeah.
Yeah, now's time for your Fenwick sponsorship.
Yeah. Fenwick's.
Yeah.
Here I am.
Maybe you get a breakfast a week.
There. Hey,
Now
that
let's
would
work
do
in,
it.
and then
That
you
would
can
do it.
you mention. We'll mention them every week.
We will. We'll like, man.
Featured menu item
Yeah,
this week.
Yeah. The specials this week are
Yes, classic. Yeah, go ahead. What do you have a
It's your list.
classic.
Oh,
Wait,
I got
that was-
one. I do.
It's
While we're on
She's-
food,
That's when
I
she's
got
reaching
one.
for some organization and she couldn't find it. She was looking to you.
come on, get me out of
Where we
this.
going?
I've got a food thing, okay?
Great.
So why are people so rude in the drive-through? They hate their jobs
In the
so
what?
bad. In
The drive-thru?
drive-through.
When you say people, you mean like the workers in
in
the drive-thru?
general, yes.
Okay.
And if it's like 1 in 100 is sweet or nice,
Have
you're
you
like,
worked it before?
I just want to. No, I have not.
I have.
I have worked the grocery
I worked
store.
at Chick-fil-A from 15 to 17 doing the drive-through, and people are mean.
I'm sure.
Like just mean. Like you get yelled at. People people will try and like it's just people are rude and like
But what about the sweet people? Because I want to be sweet to them.
But think about it this way. If you've had 8 people in a row be mean to you and then a sweet person comes up, your bandwidth, like you're burnt out by that point.
Yeah.
And you're doing that day after day after day. Like you just don't like that's how people lose empathy when they're treated poorly over time. And then you also get the fact that you're busting your butt for like no money.
Yeah.
And like no benefits or anything. And then a lot of these people now are trying to like actually survive on that income. So like look at it that way. Like it's not about you. It's 100% about their circumstance.
Yeah.
I've tried to recently only go into fast food restaurants where I've like met people inside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when I go through fast food, like if they don't know who I am and I can't
Yeah.
go through the drive-through on like any shift and be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, this is Elijah. I want this," you know?
Yeah.
Because it's a completely different experience. I'm telling
for
you,
sure.
like they like do everything they can once they know that you're like a genuine human being. Like they'll like let me skip line. They'll like make my food before everybody else. Like they'll see me come in and they'll know what I want to order and they'll like make it before I even get to like pay for it. you
Oh,
know?
absolutely.
And-
I have a story about a drive-through.
What?
Oh, let's hear it.
Oh.
Victoria and I went. We were at a Starbucks
I don't remember.
in Hendersonville. And it just so happened that the guy that was working the window was my guitar player for the guy I managed. I knew it was Danny. So we drive up and he couldn't see us. So I go, he says, "Hi, welcome to Starbucks. How may I help you?" And I said, "Are you Danny?" He said, "Yeah." "Danny, I hear you're pretty cute." And he's like, "Oh." And then I go,
freaked out.
"Well, Danny, I
who is
think I
this?
want one of them
Why?
there caramel macchiatos." And I'm saying all this stupid stuff. And
What's funny is you didn't realize that you were on speaker in the restaurant.
Oh, I did not know that.
You were like
Well,
in dude's headset.
In everyone's headsets in the building, every employee's
he
hearing
really
you.
did not know it was us. So she started acting out too. We're both acting like really.
This is
really-
probably like 20 years ago.
Oh, it was
Still a favorite
2010.
story.
14 years ago. So
Like,
by
oh,
the
long
time
time
we
ago.
pull around, he sees it's us. He is rolling laughing. and he gave us the coffee free.
Of course, yeah.
well, then it was
But
worth it.
he was cracking up, and it
That's
was
the
fun.
thing, man.
No, do
make
y'all
it-
get
make
free
it
stuff
legit.
from like I get like okay, anytime I go to like not every time, but probably 1 in 4 times, like I get my food for free.
Oh.
Like people give me free stuff all the time in
That's
drive-thru.
awesome.
I've
take
had them
pride
do
in
that.
that,
I've
actually.
had them
I have
give
no
me a
idea why.
drink at Taco Bell even, and I'm like, it was not even the Starbucks. It was not somebody paying for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just tried to
Yeah.
pay for it, and they're like, no, it's free, and I'm like,
How do you get free?
How do
Well, I can tell you a lot of the
So-
times I'm not scared to just ask.
Oh, I don't ask.
I will absolutely.
I
I'll be
don't
like,
want
"Hey,
it."
So,
They just told
since,
me.
since you guys made me wait, like, is this free? And a lot of times they don't care.
Oh,
it's not.
that's
It's not their money. They don't care.
hilarious.
They're like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
sure.
So how do you get free food?
Well, she's a girl. and
I'm a
she's
girl.
Pretty. It's
I'm a
called.
girl.
It's called pretty privilege.
Well,
That's what it's
so
called.
101?
yeah.
last like probably a year or two ago, my roommate and I were driving separately, and we were like, I like the veggie burgers at Burger King. So we went there, and she was in front of me, got her food, and then I got mine. And when I got to the second window to like get my food after paying, they're like, we need you to wait for a second. And I was like, what is going on? And then the next thing I saw the dude who I like paid for at the previous window like run up, and they're like talking, and then he like ran away and then came back, and then the window opens and the girl she's like, he wanted me to give you this pie. And I was like, on earth? Like, you held me for like 5 minutes to give me a Hershey pie. like what is happening? That I did not order.
Oh, that's so funny.
Crazy.
I tell you, if a Hershey fly just flew
A
pie,
Hershey fly.
a Hershey pie flew through my window that I didn't pay for, I don't know that I'd eat it.
I mean, it was wrapped up. I didn't eat it though.
Okay, yeah.
I gave it to my roommate.
But, all the nutritionists say, why do we eat food that comes through our car windows?
I mean, yeah.
But sometimes you got to.
Except for the random bug.
Yeah.
Watch out for
Well,
cicadas
that's
right now.
I think they're done.
Yeah,
Aren't they done?
Most of
Random
them
bugs.
down
Oh, the
I still
cicadas.
saw a couple yesterday.
You did?
fruit flies in here.
Were they
kinda-
screaming?
Do they kind of like get like where they kind of just die?
What?
They
Don't
only
they-
live like
like-
4 to 6 weeks.
Well, I
Yeah.
wondered because there was one on my step, and it was like kind of laying there on its back, and it went, and then it
Well,
stopped.
I don't think they
thought
live that whole time. I think they like you
Yeah.
know how a fly only lives a few days. Like I think they
Yeah.
only live a couple of days.
That, I think that must be it.
Yeah, but they're really dumb.
They're really dumb. And to have 5 eyes, they can't see worth a shit.
5 eyes.
Have you seen the
Five
albino
eyes?
ones?
Yes, they look
What is
creepy, dude. I don't know, but they.
Albino cicadas.
Wow.
That was a southern accent. Did you know that?
Yeah, you
And
reached-
she's from Illinois.
Yeah, I was about to say
I
she
am.
reached back for that one.
Yeah,
She's
I
like,
did.
where's this coming from? I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, so I have a fun fact that I think y'all will find interesting. In the 1500s, in the I looked at you and then lost my train of thought. You're just
I'm
looking
sorry.
like
Take it
What?
way back,
15?
back to the medieval
side
ages.
eye. You had a side eye.
I was looking at. I'm fighting fruit flies like low key. Okay, so like I was trying to be like
Bloody fruit
subliminal about catching fruit flies. Sorry, go
Well,
ahead
you know
about your.
what? Just tell
in
the whole world.
1482.
Has fly.
Well,
In the 1500s,
okay, yeah. History lesson. Go ahead.
the
send it.
alcohol was served in tin cups, and it would the tin would make the alcohol have a different,
Taste.
well, yeah, and
Chemical composition.
chemical and
Chemical reaction.
and they would and it would cause people to pass out, so their heart rate would slow so much and they would pass out, and you couldn't tell if they were dead or not, and people would bring their loved ones home and lay them up on the table and wait for like 3 days, and that's where we get the term the wake, to see if,
If
they,
they
will
wake.
wake.
I'll be doggone.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
It also co-aligned with a lot of like superstitions too.
Yes.
Like they would wait to bury someone
Yeah.
because like they're all
Just to
like the
make sure.
vampire
Yeah.
superstitions and like 1600s and that.
So
yeah.
in London in the 1500s, there was so much of this, and they needed to reuse the burial, the
Cemetery ground.
cemetery ground over and over and over, and so they would dig the caskets back up, and 1 in 4 caskets had claw marks inside. So they realized they had
Buried
they
people
had
alive.
buried some people alive. So
Yeah.
they started burying people with a string attached to their finger
And a
through
bell.
and a bell, and that's why they say "Saved by the Bell."
No.
Yes, you knew that.
I am a history nerd.
That is
like
so
I love
fun.
random info like that.
Yeah.
So
Well,
like
Give her one. Tell her one.
well, do y'all know that they think that a lot of the hysteria around the Salem witch trials was because of mold in the flour? Like the bread was causing them to have hallucinations, like they were
wow.
tripping.
Yes. Wow, that is crazy.
It's all these teenage girls like tripping on mold, like thinking they're like seeing stuff. Yeah.
Wow, some people were killed over it.
I mean, and then you had, petty jealousies and like
Wow.
politics at play as well. But
But
yeah.
that graveyard thing, that's where they came up with the night watchman. So you have to watch
watch
the
for the
string
bell.
and the bell, and you were a night watchman. Wow, isn't that crazy?
That is.
And then the night watchman, after the bell thing became, they started to be defense against grave robbers.
Oh,
Like during like the 1800s when they started getting really into anatomy, and they would rob graves
yeah.
to like dissect people, and there was like a whole
Who
like
just knows this stuff?
economy about it.
yeah.
And like so the night watchman transitioned from like watching to see if people were dead in the caskets or not to like protecting the graves from grave diggers.
Wow. Isn't that
Wow.
awesome? That,
Kind of gory.
well,
I mean, so is a lot of history.
I mean, I was about to say history is gory.
Yeah,
what about
real
this one?
brutal.
What about this one? Back in the 1500s. So I just got on a big rant with reading about the 1500s, but they would take like one big bath every few months. Like it was just such a
Communal?
big deal. Like a family would use one big
was like
tub
a
of
group
water,
bath?
and the dad of the house
going with this, too.
would
It's
go
good.
first, and then by seniority of the younger you were, and then the dirtier the water was, and that's where we came up. The babies were last, and that's why you say don't throw the baby out with the bath water.
Because you couldn't see him
You
in the
couldn't
water.
see him in the water. The water was so dirty.
That's disgusting.
Gross.
That
So
is
don't
gross.
throw the baby out with the bath water.
I mean, also around the 1500s, that was so Vikings had a lot of personal hygiene, and when they would go and like interact in these other societies, the women were attracted to the Vikings, and so that's part of why they like villainized them so much, like societally,
they
as
smell
opposed to just
good?
being. Well, yeah, because they had better hygiene. They like
Well,
cleaned
yeah,
themselves.
the Romans were
Yeah.
we just toured Europe, but the Romans were famous for their baths. And there's city named Bath, and they had these Roman baths. And they had the hot water and all that. They became very famous for their water transportation and how they would make that. It was a big deal. And they so if somebody only had one proper bath a year, it was in May. So most of the weddings were in June because they were still relatively clean. And the reason that women carry brides carry flowers is because that would conceal their nasty.
Veils. Do you know that veils are so the groom couldn't see the bride and run away?
Yes.
That's what a veil is for.
Yes.
Is to hide the
So
woman's
the
face
flowers
before
are
he
to
actually
cons-
kisses her and closes the ceremony.
Yeah.
Oh
the
my
flowers are to conceal
I knew
the
you would like that.
The flowers are to conceal the smell, and the veil is to conceal
These
the
are
woman.
arranged marriages, right?
Obviously.
But
Yeah.
in India and places
Or not
like
someone
that,
you know.
Yeah.
in India they still
crazy.
totally cover. They do arranged marriages, and you don't get to see.
Yeah.
You ever
Man.
watch the show? What's it called? Married at First Sight.
Yes.
I don't do
Yes.
reality TV. So
It's
I have
No,
no
well,
weird.
it's not very
Me neither.
real.
It's just
But it
very
is-
weird.
I like it.
It's kind of fun, isn't it?
She's like, I like it. I like the
It's-
weirdness.
It's weird to see how they when they end up getting
awesome.
together
It's
go,
awesome.
"Uh-oh."
They're usually
awesome.
terrible couples, and it's great.
Did you see the one where they go in these pods
Yes.
and they date each other?
Yes, I watch
and
all of that.
And then yeah, they go in these pods.
They
and they
talk.
have a.
They marry each other. Don't ever get to see each other. They talk
What is
to
that?
each
What
other
is that?
through
They
the
talk
wall.
to each other
What's
through
that?
a wall.
What's a blind? What's it called?
Love is blind.
Love is blind.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
You
I've
do
seen it.
know.
I've seen that one. I saw the first season of that
Listen,
one.
listen.
It's wild,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Oh wait,
It's
is that on
awesome.
Netflix?
Uh-huh.
I think I watched one episode of it with a friend.
I saw the first season of that one.
What about 90 Day Fiance?
Never
No,
seen
is that
it.
any
Oh,
good?
it's awesome.
Really?
She's
So
she's
sick.
addicted.
So
It's
sick.
I'm too busy. I can't.
I feel you.
Whatever. Like,
She felt
Nope.
attacked.
She's like, "Oh, you're so busy,
Oh,
are
you're
you?
so-
Oh, okay."
I don't watch much TV.
hey, everybody, I need a new co-host.
I do a lot of reading. Like, I would rather
Oh,
read
whatever.
in my spare time. I mean, like, fiction.
Hey, everybody, I
It's
need a new
not-
guest.
I'm usually working.
I mean, it's like total
I'm
like brain
usually
rot
working.
books.
Listen, we
so.
take watching TV in our family very serious. Okay,
It is.
I
it
do
is-
love myself some like HBO and
We take
So
a good
I will
TV
go.
show serious.
I will go for a really long period of time and never turn it on. And then when I do,
You binge.
it's a job.
Yeah.
It is a job. I have to know how many shows I'm going to sign up for. Because I'm going to watch the single to the end,
It's a
even if it
contract.
sucks.
Yeah. What is that? I do the same thing.
Well,
you get started, you
because
have
I'm-
to watch it. You
Yeah.
have to know how it's going to end.
Well, because
regardless.
my brain, what my brain will do, and I get this from my Southern mother. My mom would turn. Here's my parents. My dad doesn't like anything that's not a Western, and old timey black and white. But even back in the day when I was a little girl, my mom liked Perry Mason, and my dad wouldn't let us watch it. So once in a while in the motel, because we traveled, and we were homeless. We lived in motels, basically. We had a home. We just never went to it. We were on the road. And so we would go in a hotel, and the only thing on TV would be, whatever's on Channel 2 and Channel 4 and Channel 5. Right? And so there would be a Perry Mason, and so Mom, every once in a while, would watch a Perry Mason. So we would watch it to the end. And if something was not to my dad, he'd act like he's asleep, but he'd go, "Good night. That's I can't get back," and that kind of thing, And my mom would say, "Oh, but that's not the end of the story. It clearly they're running credits." And then she, as the writer, starts telling the rest of the story. So he didn't die after all. They found that it was all a joke, and she would finish. We would go to sleep with her telling this other story.
That's cool.
So if I don't watch the end of a show, I lay there in bed going, I'm my mom. I'm going, well, then, and then this, and then this. And so then, anyway, I have to, if I'm going to commit to it. So that's why I'm leery. I'm going, I need to really see if I'm going to watch. We'll just tip into it, because if I'm ever two episodes in, I gotta go the 6. I gotta go the 8, whatever I'm committing to, and then I'll complain about it. Like, what a terrible. Do not watch it. Trust me, I did it for you. I watched, so
Don't
you won't
watch
have
it.
to.
I got 4
We
more
need y'all.
episodes to
We need
finish.
y'all.
Don't
Right,
watch it.
right. I can tell you, unless this has a big turnaround.
I already know.
Tell
I have
you,
4 more hours left.
unless the finality kills me, it's gonna. I mean, we.
Yeah.
It's got to take a big twist to turn this around.
Man, I'm with it, but I'm hating it. So
I'm watching
too.
it.
Same
Watching
exact
it.
thing.
Is this like self-torture? Are y'all self-harming with TV? Like, what's
I don't
know.
know.
You just gotta know the end.
I want to stay open-minded. I don't. Something doesn't have to be. And sometimes,
Sounds like a
I've watched
well-packaged
I've
excuse.
watched a series, and this my hairstylist, she said, now you won't know. She's smart, because she said you'll be confused every episode till the last part of the last episode. So I knew going in, I hate this. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. Where did this character come from? And I'm going, this just all what I signed up for. And then the very end, yep. I was surprised.
I like
It
it.
sure was. I like it. And then so I tell people, I make sure that they know.
Isn't it depressing though when you could foretell what's going to happen? Oh, they're going to do this. And they're going. She does that all the time. and it's crazy.
That's why I hate TV.
You know, I mean, but you can know where they're going with it. I love it when they twist it. And I'm like, whoa.
Like, there's only been like a handful of things I've ever watched that I didn't know what the ending was going to be already.
Yeah. I'm different. I will know, you know, I'll see it coming, and then I feel really good about myself.
Sometimes
Right,
there's
right.
an aspect of
I
satisfaction.
feel
See,
like
I don't
a
like
good
it. I
twist.
get irritated.
You know what? I'm okay with it not having a surprise because I feel like I could have produced that.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, they're.
Like,
No, but that's why I don't like it.
think
You're
it
supposed to be
wants to
better
be
than my
surprised.
brain. You're getting
Right.
paid for it.
Right.
I'm paying you to
I don't
not be
think
better
you're
than
giving
me.
your brain enough credit. That's the only thing. It's like you have a pretty creative mind, but that's the same thing. Like, I look at it the same way. Like I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, this was just
could've
I,
done
like
that.
I saw this coming, but it was really well done.
Well, that's different. Like when you can appreciate like the
Yeah.
aesthetic,
That's
the
how I feel
cinematography, the
about it,
art,
yeah.
the score, like aspects of it. But anytime I watch a movie or a show that truly like I did not see this coming, it's so rare, and that instantly becomes one of my top 5. Like, and I literally only have like 4 or 5 top things, and it's
Yeah.
things like that.
I'll tell you what I won't watch, and it just I'm very much of a snob. I'm very picky on any talent shows. I have a hard
It's reality
time
TV,
watching.
so I tap out.
I have a hard time watching, but my biggest, I can't even talk about it. What's it called, producer?
Don't y'all watch like 3 talent
No,
shows?
listen, I'm going to talk about the one that I literally cannot change this channel fast enough. The Masked Singer.
Oh, my gosh.
I've seen clips of that on TikTok. See,
I've
there's
never
my
even
thing. I
wanted
don't
to
watch
watch it.
reality TV,
But
but I will
TikTok-
scroll on TikTok for
TikTok's got
hours.
you in a
Yeah.
chokehold.
Yeah, I couldn't watch that.
Brain rot.
What in the world?
have
Who
TikTok.
in
I
the
know better.
world thinks that the Masked Singer is something to give your time to?
Right.
They're not. They're totally costumed. They're dancing around. It's like what you're hearing is not this person at all. And they're trying. I bet it's Cher. I bet it's not. Like it makes me so
Cher
mad.
don't have time.
Do
I
they
bet
have
Cher
I
would
always
never
guess
put on a
people.
costume like that. You kidding me?
Cher
The
would never.
host-
That queen, you got
the
me messed
host-
up.
She would take it off in the first episode and just be like, "Yes, it's me."
Man.
You know, any music shows like that's hard for me to watch, even though my daughter really enjoys them. Because of being in entertainment, you're always looking for everything. And so I'm like, "Ugh, why did you sing that song? That is not all wrong for you. Or why
Yeah.
did you wear that? That is making you look bigger
I
or
do that
whatever.
too.
I will.
I want to help them. Just jump in there and help them.
I want to, turn off all the girl singers, and I just want to listen to guys because I don't relate as much to guys, and I let them slide a little more. But if
Yeah.
it's a girl, it's just really hard for me to relax. I
Well,
do
okay,
watch. I
critical.
do
Be
watch
judgy.
Yeah.
competition shows, but the Masked Singer.
Is your least
Is,
favorite.
oh, I can't watch it. I'll
get
watch
it.
Dancing with the Stars, and they can trip on and go, "Well, that was clever." I don't know that wasn't,
What they
part
meant to
of it,
do,
right?
you know?
Because I'm so not a dancer. I enjoy all of it. Even they'll judge them and say, your movements weren't snappy, and
you
I'll
fell
go,
on your face, and you're
"Oh,
like, oh, I
come
thought it was
on, they
intentional."
were good. They're cute. Give me a break." But then when I'm watching a competition show of singers, and the judges are going, "You did so good," I'm going, "Tell them the truth. Tell them the truth."
But you
Tell
have a cute
them the
outfit on. You know,
truth.
Paula Abdul used to do this on American Idol. And she would be like, "But you've got a cute outfit on." That's who I feel like I am.
That
you
just
know?
reminds
It's
me of, like,
but you
sorority
can't
life.
sing. But you
Like
really can't
2 pros
sing.
and a con. If you say one bad thing, you have to say 2
But-
good things in response.
But you do
that's
have
funny.
cute hair.
Yeah.
You know?
Like somebody telling the
It's like-
truth. Nobody's ever been honest with them.
Simon
You
Cowell
can't
has-
stay on pitch for the life of
I
you,
like-
but
I
your
like
outfit's
Simon.
cute and your hair looks good.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you have the cutest shoes on.
Yeah, American Idol of old was legit.
Well, and what they would do is they would take somebody in their raw, and then over time, their stylist, by the time they got to the finale, they were really styled. So they started putting more and more time into them. But
I mean, I think as far as American Idol goes, like the only 2 words that matter are Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah.
Like, look at her career and like where she's at. Like, obviously, they knew what they were doing in the beginning, at least. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and what's her name? The country chick?
Carrie
Ann.
Underwood.
yeah, but like Kelly Clarkson,
Oh, yeah. She's the bomb. Really good.
like she literally can sing anyone's song and make it sound 50 times better. It's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah. She's awesome. Yeah. Do we like her skinny or we like her fat?
I like her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like her.
I'm a fan of.
I
Yeah.
mean,
fan
I
of
really don't like
whatever
to,
package
I
she
don't
comes
care
in.
what other people look like.
Yeah.
Truly. Like, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, you be skinny, you be fat, you be happy. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, as long as you look like you're doing well
Yeah.
internally.
Yeah.
Like,
You're
I don't
happy
care
with
about
you.
size. I don't care about size. I recently was talking to somebody and I said, "Yeah, I'm up 10 pounds from a year ago," and they're like, "Body dysmorphia is a thing," and I'm like, "Oh, girl, I don't have it. I don't hate this. 10.
Yeah.
I just know
It's just-
I'm just
they're there.
just talking.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that it's there.
I know that those 10 more
I
pounds.
know where it is. I know where it is.
couldn't
Yeah.
point
I'd
it
give
out,
it to
but-
somebody if I could be a donor, but I'm not surprised by it.
if there's
I'm
like
not
a
accidentally-
child in a third world country that would like an
That
extra 20
needs-
pounds,
Yes.
I got him.
Yeah.
I've never accidentally.
I got it for you.
Got you, bro.
I've never accidentally ever
And I'm a
eaten
giver.
anything. So yeah, I'm a giver. I gotta donate.
I can donate. I'm a giver.
You will donate, bro.
Donate. Oh man. Well, so I know we've about covered a lot of stuff, and I just want to say I appreciate some friendships that just will go with it. I know that you guys have an awesome relationship in that you are mother and daughter, single, and you have figured out life together, and you don't hate each other, and you give each other
don't?
spaces. Well, I mean, that's the input
No.
that I get from your mom.
Well,
I adore her.
It's
Yeah.
true, and it's mutual. We're like,
It's
I'm the
Okay.
center of her world.
yes,
and I know
that.
it.
You know
I
that.
know that.
you know
I am
that.
very secure in that.
Yeah.
That I am like the most important person to her.
Yeah.
And I think that's like something I think every kid like needs.
Yeah.
Like, like that unconditional, like true love of just knowing that like you're gonna be there.
Yeah.
And it's like we all want that.
Yeah.
And without it from somewhere, like you have to get it from somewhere,
You
whether
don't
it's going to
have
be
an
from
anchor.
yourself
You have to have an anchor.
or from like a higher power or from a family member or from a loved one or for a friend. Like we all need that like energy coming into our lives. And like as much as we fought for a long time, like I always knew she loved me.
Yeah.
So like all the stuff that like we don't cry.
I'm not. I'm
She's
winking.
about
I was
to.
winking.
She was like, no, she's about to.
I saw
You
the
see it.
blinking.
She's like, I'm winking.
I seen the blinking.
It's fine.
I winked at you, didn't I?
Yeah.
April. She knows.
Yeah.
I've heard some single moms that have teenage daughters just kind of, regret that their daughter doesn't have this dad that is this perfect father figure. And is it possible that a mom is both in everything?
Absolutely not. No, because it's completely different roles.
Yeah.
Like my mom didn't need to be my dad because that was never supposed to be her role.
Yeah.
She just needed to be the best mom she could be.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't need necessarily both roles in your life. You just need the love and the support, right? Like I think we put a lot of like importance on what you get out of the role, but like you don't need a mom to give you what a mom can give you or a dad to give you what a dad can give you, but a dad is still a different person.
Yeah.
It's like a weird, like it's a yes but a no. Because you don't need from your dad specifically stuff except for the love and the support at the end of the day. And if you're getting that, you're still getting that energy.
Yeah.
But like there are still things that a dad are probably gonna be the one to teach you. And it's usually gonna be like how to check your tire pressure and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, like this woman, she could not tell you even how to put air in a tire, like
Yeah.
for me
I
growing
can
up.
too.
How many times did we run out of gas when I was a kid?
No.
So like that kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's
You
some
need to
things.
tell me because I don't remember.
At least 4.
Oh
She
yeah.
blocked it
Oh,
out of
yeah.
her mind.
Oh yeah.
No.
She's like, it didn't happen.
It didn't
It
happen.
didn't
Hey,
happen.
you're so
Wasn't
right
me.
though, but
It's
because
someone
dads, first of all, speaking from a dad, I'm a dad that have fallen short in a lot of my years. My kid's 6, and a lot of those years I fell short in my responsibilities. But man, we have it so easy, honestly, because like when you have a mom that is a mom, that's like really doing her, that's really on her mom stuff. Dad just really has to like be able to show up every now and then.
Exactly.
It's really that simple. Like it's really that simple. And like my kid still to this day, dude, like it's like I've been there teaching her everything she's wanted to know her whole life, just because I've showed up when she's needed me to show up in the proper times. You know what I mean? And so I wish dads that, like, because I know for me, it was a hard thing for me, is like I felt like because I couldn't do everything I wanted to as a dad, it like hindered me from doing anything as a dad. You know what I mean? And like at the end of the day, like you need to do everything you can if you can do it, and your kids won't. Honestly, most of the time won't know the difference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
They don't
As
know
long
what
as
they
they
don't
feel
know.
happy
They don't
and
know what they don't know.
safe and
Right.
secure and loved, even if it's from a distance.
And they can feel the effort, dude. They can feel when they can tell when you drop something to show up. They
Absolutely.
can tell when you're being there and you're like tired and but you're still locked in with them. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah.
they appreciate those things, man. So
Well, isn't it like, what do the stats say? You probably will know this. When you're, I think, is it by the time you're 5 or an age when you're a child, most everything is literally established in your life. You had your
Once
dad.
you hit adolescence.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hit
So you were 8 or
adolescence
9.
at like 7. So it's childhood to like 7, adolescence from like 7 to like 13, I think. And then you hit like your adult like mentality of mind, like after that age. There's like an exact number. I can't remember exactly
Actually,
what
one
it
of
is.
my fun facts was that when you're up until 7, children doesn't understand the size and quantity. It said,
Yeah.
so that's along the same lines, you know.
And time as a kid is just so different.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, the perception of time is
And it's like if
All
you're
over the
if you
place.
feel safe and secure in your environment, you're not constantly looking for what you're lacking. You're
Right.
safe and secure and you're happy, right?
You don't know what you don't know.
And I don't think that it's only like the mom that can be that role. Like a dad could just as easily be the one that is
Correct.
providing that safe environment with the mom not being in the picture, unable or past or whatever. But it's just really about that like security that the kid feels.
And you need to identify that as an adult too, because I didn't know me recognizing like part of my spin out in my depression was the fact that like I was trying to fill that gap somewhere, you know, and like ultimately like once you get to a point as an adult, like you can't necessarily count on that constant love from
Exactly.
everybody else. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like you got to know how to love yourself.
Have
that
to
way.
learn how to
Very
self-supply.
At that point,
Very
I
true.
have to be able to say, okay, like no matter what happens, no matter who thinks what of me, no matter where I fall short, what I do, I got to be able to look at myself in the face and say, hey, I love that man, and that man's worth fighting for today.
Yep.
Amen.
know.
That's right.
And that's just what you have to get to. You know?
Absolutely.
And it
Love
helps.
it.
Obviously, I'm gonna praise my aunt because I wouldn't have been able to get to that. And honestly, let me praise this side of the couch too, because I wouldn't have been able to get to where I am now just in like that like mindset without being able to have these people in my life to communicate those things with.
Absolutely.
You know, because you've always been that anchor for me. You've always been that consistent. No matter what, I always know that my aunt loves me and will fight a bear for me no matter what I need,
That's
no
right.
matter what. Like I can guarantee there's not a person in my life that I've ever questioned that about, and in terms of you. And you know, I just getting here and like being able to see everybody, and because it wasn't that long ago where I was at your house homeless, talking to you about some of the things that I was going through. You know, so it's just cool to kind of see this a little bit full circle, and
I'm like
watch-
so proud of you.
oh, dude,
Yeah.
we're still growing. You know?
Yeah.
We
Hey, but
All of
that's
us are
like
still.
the thing that I'm proud about is not like where you're at. It's like the path that you're on.
got- yeah.
You know, it's like recognizing that it is a journey, that it's a lifelong journey.
Right. There's
Like,
there's not an
yeah.
ending. There's not
There's
a finish line.
never an ending
The
on
finish line
healing
is
and
when you're
on
done.
maturing.
It's- yeah.
Like and getting better and
Right.
like learning to love yourself and others more. That never ends. And like without that being like prevalent and like on the forefront of your mind almost every day of being like, I need to walk in love. I need to like think about love and like share love. I mean, you're going to be sad.
Emotional maturity doesn't come just like we get older, we have birthdays, and we get older. The longer we live, the older we are. But emotional maturity comes with work.
Oh, absolutely. And experience.
Experience. And we have to make decisions constantly. Am I going to get better or am I going to get bitter? And we have constant choices, and the same sun that melts the snow hardens the clay. I mean, we're constantly making a decision about maturing and how healthy we're going to think about a situation or whatever. I will reflect back to Mom. You have a memory of Mom running out of gas, and Mom goes like, "What?" Because it didn't lodge in your memory.
Yeah.
Just because it lodged in her memory and it didn't in yours doesn't mean that it didn't happen.
Oh,
Yeah,
It just
absolutely.
and as
Just different
parents,
experiences.
I'll speak to parents of adults. You know, there are times that I've had to pull up a chair and have a conversation with my adult child and hear things that happened as they were a kid, and I want so bad to go, that didn't happen. But I have to be the mature person in that moment and just say, man, it didn't lodge with me. It didn't stick with me. It wasn't a pivotal moment for me.
The
And
impactfulness. Like it didn't impact you in the same way.
yeah. And so the challenges, and April's got a 16-year-old, so she's just getting into. We have a lot of conversations about that dynamic, about what our role is as a mother, and how you transition into their emotional maturing. And you also have to do it too, and it's constant. And I brag on my parents who in their young 80s, mid 80s. My dad's fixing to be mid 80s, but I have seen them over the last couple of years mature emotionally, and their generation, they don't talk as much about it. You know, this was really taboo to air your communications and your fears and your thoughts, and they've had to learn to do that, but it's so healthy.
Yeah, they're from the stiff upper lip generation.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we
some
survived
dirt
the
on
Walk it off.
real tough times. My grandpa, my mom's dad, he'd come, bleeding. He'd say, "I've had worse places than that in my eye." You couldn't have anything happen to you that was as bad as what he had happened to, and he sucked it up. You walk that off.
Absolutely.
And so anyway, it's important, I think, that we are able to talk about tough stuff. And I just admire the fact that, Elijah, you're kind of just wide open, and we love having you on the show. And Victoria, come back. Kathy, I want you always. And just have people around me who just are able to talk, and that's what we want to do on this show. We want it to be a show where you tune in and you might relate, you might not, but you're just going to hear some people just being real. And so we want you to be real. We want you to improve every day and challenge yourself to mature and take what might be kicking you in the gut and find another place to stand and find another way to look at it. So thank you for joining us today on Get It Together, y'all. And just come back again and again and again every week with us, okay? Because we're here to help. Bye-bye now.